Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So look who I have here.
Aleksihimself, what up?
So in this video we will be sharing top 5 pros of living in Finland, and since I'm the host and he's the guest on this show, we will start with Aleksi first.
Okay, thank you. So let's dig into my list. I'll start with my pro, and these are not in the special order, just like so these are not in any special order, but my number one that I want to share to you is free education. And you probably know that in Finland the basic education is free, and also this secondary and higher education are completely tuition free. So we don't have to pay any tuition basically, and this is awesome because we can build a really good foundation for our future by getting a good education and good degree, which will obviously help us to be successful in the future and in our career, for example. Well, it's not completely free, like basic education is not completely free, but for example secondary education we have to buy our books, and same goes with the university, but no tuition fees, and we actually get paid for studying because the social support gives this like social student benefit aid, so we can actually focus on our studies, which is awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Nice.
So my number one on my pros of living in Finland list is the beautiful nature of Finland.
Wow, that's a great.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Like the air is really fresh, and especially around this time, everywhere is super green. And yeah, it's like you can hear all the birds chirping, and even when the wind blows, it's blew my mind away because I just love it.
Right, awesome. Yeah, that's my honorable mention at least. Yeah. My second pro of Finland is good social security and good social benefits. I like kind of a continuation from the previous one. Like in Finland, if you are, let's just say that if you're not doing so well, like you have some hard times in your life, the social support system can guarantee, for example, that you will get enough money for food and to get yourself back on foot again. And like for example, in some countries like America, you don't have any. If you happen to do badly and you lose everything, then you can't really rely on anything. But here in Finland, the social security system will help you out through the difficult times if you have, like for example, financial problems, which is awesome.
Yeah. When Aleksi is talking about really big things like social benefits, free education, I think my lists are quite limited because now I want to talk about the tap water from Finland.
Oh, okay.
It tastes really fresh, and when you drink it, somehow it doesn't have any chemicals in it, and I think that's a really nice fresh water that you are giving out for free. So.
Okay, but that's a good thing because some things, like for example, free delicious tap water is like a kind of like a self-explanatory thing for Finns because I'll be always living here, but for her it's not. So we have to also take that into account. But this is actually why this video will get interesting, because we see these kind of differences between us. So my number 3 pro is equality and like gender equality. And for example, because I was spending 1 year in Japan, and my girlfriend's also Japanese, and I've heard stories from internet and also from my girlfriend that the girls and like women in Japan have so much oppression in work, and like they have like tough times. But here in Finland, things are much better, and this is again something that I didn't realize after I went to Japan. So. But this is good because I respect women a lot. For example, my mom is like a really awesome woman, and I'm glad that also our country respects women in that way, which will to make that gender equality happen in workplaces and in like organizational structures and so on. And in Finland, there's actually a lot of leaders and like really executive roles that are run by women, which is awesome in my opinion.
Yeah, there was even a president.
And president also, one of president of Finland was a woman, Tarja Halonen. My
third favorite thing about living in Finland is the high currency value.
Oh, okay.
So obviously, in Finland, you guys are using euros, which compared to Singapore dollar, which is so much higher. And well, basically I'm from Myanmar. If you compare Burmese currency and then euro, then it's like completely different ratio, and which I love a lot. Living and then like spending money here, it's quite proportional. So yeah, I have to consider that's one of the good things. Yeah.
Cool. My number 4 pro is that one can trust the system in Finland. Basically what I'm saying, that there's no corruption, like no one is, and for example that there's no scammers around. Like let's say that if you go to or traveling in some country in like Southern Europe or in Asia, people always tell me like watch out for those scammers.
Yeah.
But in Finland there's no scammers around, and even for us Finns, and this is again something that I've come to realize just after being traveling abroad, which is great. And again also like in like public sector and in organizational structures, like if you apply some systems and stuff, you can always trust that they will treat you, everyone's treated equally, and like no one is trying to cut your line in some, like if you're like queuing for apartments for example, no one tries to cheat on you and stuff, and you can just basically trust that things will run as they should be. Of course there's some like exceptions and some things might be a little slower and stuff, but in general you can actually trust the system.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's so good that you don't have any bribery issue here at all. Yeah, so if you want to get something done, if you follow the rules that is set, then it will get done. So you can have absolute faith in the system, which is good. So for my number 4, I think Finland is really awesome when it comes to internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the internet is really fast and you can have unlimited access, or at least that's what my data plan is like. I mean, I just have to pay monthly fees and I can use as much data as I want, which is really awesome.
How much is it per month?
I think it's like, well, it's a special promotion. I think it's €6 per month.
Ah, is it Moi?
Yes.
I have Moi also. Yeah, I have the same one. Yeah, but that's a good point actually. Like, internet is one, it's really fast and it's cheap. Like if you compare to many other countries, the rates are much more expensive and you get less. But in Finland, things are actually quite low, and I think this is actually in some other Nordic countries as well. But in Finland as well, like if you want to come here, you can get some pretty cheap data, good data with cheap price. And my last pro for this video is safety in general. Like kind of the continuation again from the previous one, like about the trust, but safety is also good. The criminal rates are really low, and in general it's really safe just to travel around or like walk around in different places, and crimes are really rare. And another thing is that, for example, we don't have, for example, natural disasters like earthquakes or volcanoes, and we have only very few poisonous things in the nature. There's only one poisonous snake, and which is not even dangerous for like an adult, and there's few poisonous mushrooms though. But in general, like there's really few things that can harm you, like physically,
And I think it's also really nice that you don't have any exposure to like natural disasters.
That's of course like just what kind of luck thing. We can't really decide on that because just Finland happens to be where it is, but I guess we just have to be happy about it.
Yeah, because back in Southeast Asia, it's like, oh, you always have to worry about earthquake and like tsunami and all those. Then again, we don't really have like really long and dark hours in winter, so.
Indeed.
The number 5 pros of living in Finland is, it's easily located in the Shengen area. So since if you have a visa to Finland, that means you can travel all other Shengen countries. If you're from outside of Europe, it does have a big impact, but I'm sure it doesn't really have much effect if you are like a Finnish passport holder.
Right, yeah.
I guess that's all for our top 5 pros of living in Finland. Also, make sure to check out Aleksi's channel because we made a collaboration video about 5 cons of living in Finland. So make sure to subscribe his channel and make sure to give a thumbs up to this video and that video as well. Thanks for watching. Bye!
Moro moro!